So there's this webtoon that I have been reading that I absolutely love, and it is a very funny and wholesome series known as Baby Tyrant. This comic is really good and is a fun twist on the isekai genre. Now, I know that will immediately turn some people off, but trust me when I say that it is not what you are thinking. I will give you all the reasons why this comic is so good in this video and why I recommend checking it out even if you hate the isekai genre. Okay, so the first point is that this story is not a power fantasy. Yes, the main character Mabel does have special powers, but we really almost never get to see her use them, and also it's not some kind of OP power she can just spam. It takes a lot out of her, and she almost always passes out for a while after using it. The one thing that she does have going for her is the fact that she is mentally a lot older than she looks. Mabel is like 5 in the current portion of the story, but her mental age is somewhere in her 20s if not 30s at this point. So she is constantly underestimated and she uses that to her advantage, but honestly that mostly just leads to more funny stuff happening, which is honestly the best part of the series. You don't need to take it super seriously all the time, which is great. But with all that being said, this comic still has some really heavy themes it covers and it does so really well. My favorite thing about the story so far has been Mabel's development. In her past life, she never really had a family that cared for her, so she has a lot of trauma revolving around that. So when she is reborn into this world, for the first time, she has a loving parent and even a loving brother, but she still doesn't really trust them because in her past life, people would only ever be nice to her if they wanted something. But over time, Mabel learns that their love is very genuine and that they will do anything to make her happy. That is where she finally starts to open up to them a bit more, which really just makes for some great development. On that note, because Mabel couldn't really trust anyone, this led to loneliness not only in this life but in her previous one. She still struggles with opening up at first because she is scared to do so, but once she does, she starts to make friends and find people that actually care for her. Her loneliness is something that took a long time to overcome. She needed to be reborn to do it, but that also gave her a good opportunity to finally be happy and live the life she always wanted to, which we all know she is going to succeed at doing because that is the whole point of the story. I can't wait to see how this story is going to develop further. So I've already mentioned a couple times in this video, but this series is wholesome as hell. Mabel is always treated like a little goddess and it's quite funny, but the reason why this comic is so wholesome is because Mabel found these people right when she needed them. She had her trauma and experienced her loneliness, but after meeting her family and her friends, she now knows what love really is. It's just so wholesome to see her dad gush over her or her brother be super protective because it is something she has never experienced before, which is what makes it so awesome. That is one of the main reasons why this story is so good. You love to just see all the interactions with every single character. With that wholesomeness comes a really good isekai concept. Instead of the traditional kind of some stupid adventurers guild doing whatever the hell the main character wants and the main character being OP as hell, it is instead just a wholesome series about a family growing closer together and a little girl finally discovering the freedom of life and living her new life to the fullest. This concept is another one of the reasons why I think this series is so good. Seeing this concept being used in a way like this that really just helps to teach a young girl that she is allowed to enjoy her life is so awesome. Plus, Mabel being a little menace can also be a little funny sometimes as well. So, Baby Tyrant is actually a really funny series. I know I've brought it up a few times already, but just how everything comes together. Almost every interaction Mabel has with her father or brother results in me laughing out loud because it's so funny, but there are other moments as well. Really, most of the characters that aren't antagonistic are pretty funny and just make the whole story feel way more lighthearted, which really helps the vibe of the comic. Which is great because if you get the underlying concept of the story, then you understand that this series could actually take a lot darker of a turn, so I'm glad that it hasn't. I love all the characters in Baby Tyrant. Each one of them is so fun to see. They all have really fun interactions with each other as well. Mabel is a great main character. At the start of the series, she has a lot of trauma and other issues that she is dealing with from her past life that doesn't allow her to trust others, but from her interactions with the people around her, she has been able to open up her heart a little bit and has finally started to trust others. She is also very smart, a little smug, and really funny. She also is a really nice person as long as you don't get on her bad side, which a lot of people still don't seem to understand in this story. Next up, we have Esteban. He is Mabel's father, and he is a good ruler, although he is also very goofy and overprotective when it comes to his daughter. But that's understandable considering everything that's happened in order for Mabel to even be here. He does sometimes go too far and has to get scolded by his 5-year-old daughter, but honestly that is just really funny. He used to be a tyrant, but that changed after Mabel was born, and he is now just a really good ruler to the nation. Oscar is Mabel's brother. He is also overprotective of Mabel, but not as bad as his father. He is a trustworthy figure and someone Mabel looks up to a lot. He is both strong and smart, and he also knows when it's time to take action. He also has his fair bit of funny interactions with Mabel that really just help to keep the series lighthearted and fun. Aiden is Mabel's personal bodyguard and friend, and the thing I love the most about their relationship is how they started off as enemies, but Mabel quickly realized that not everything was as it seemed with Aiden, and she was the first one to trust him. Now he is her most trusted advisor, so to speak, and will also probably be her lover in the future if we make it that far in the story. He is also strong and smart, but unlike Oscar, he has a darker side to him that comes from his background, but that makes him a really cool character and a really fun contrast to Oscar. The other side characters in this comic are also great. We get so many good characters, from some great antagonists to just some solid characters. The story really does have such great characters. Baby Tyrant is such a good webcomic that I always find myself excited when a new chapter comes out. This story is always fun, and I just can't wait to see where it's going to go. Okay, that was the video. If you liked it, maybe think about dropping a like, and subscribing as well. It helps out a lot. And if you do decide to join the community, then I guess I'll see you next week with another video. Bye!